Hi, this is Jackie Murray. I'm your guide for these 32 lessons of the Structured Learning Technology curriculum. This is for kindergarten, and this is lesson 15. It's the second lesson we're working on shapes with. We started last week. We're going to add to it this week, and I think next week we're doing more. Yeah, so we're going to start taking what they're thinking about with shapes and then add it to their world next week. So this week, you probably finished everything from last week, but if you didn't, it's fine because the goal of these lessons is that students work hard, understand, problem solve, those sort of issues, rather than have a project, have to get it finished. That's very secondary. The learning is being done along the way, not in the goal. Now, you may need projects for your assessments, for your school, for your report cards, and that's perfectly fine. Then you'll get something like this that might be finished today, and you'll assess it based on the fact that the student finished, not that they did one sentence, that they did the grammar correctly, that they did the shape and put the decorations on it. That really, you may make that part of the assessment, but the real assessment is that as you watch, they were working hard, they were creating the shape authentically, they were adding the pieces, they were going to the tools and toolbars, knowing how to find what they're looking for. Their mouse skills, they were clicking and dragging to paint. They were uh, dragging and dropping to put figures on there for their stamps or stickers or letters, whatever they were doing. Those are the skills that you're reinforcing in so many of these lessons in kindergarten. So keep that in mind as you're assessing. And they're noted here, anecdotal observation. You also want them to be annotating their workbooks if you're using workbooks. So when you're over here, you might have them annotate, circle the one that they want so that you make sure that they know how to use this student workbooks and annotate them. That's a very important skill. It's not one they will master in kindergarten, but you want them to know it by second grade because by then they're really going to need it. They're going to have rubrics in their student workbooks that they fill out. They're going to take screenshots and send them to you, those types of things. So that's why we grade based on annotating their workbooks, but we're not putting anything quantitative about that. Completing warm-up and exit tickets. You want them to schedule their time, to make sure that they allocate the right amount of time that they can get done what they're supposed to get done in the time frame. They're using the proper keyboarding skills. They're writing here, probably down here. They're writing here. So they're using exactly what you've taught them about keyboarding to do this the correct way. Same with this one, if you'd hear. These are probably drag and drop letters, and the stickers are drag and drop. So those are your mouse skills, but this is your pre-word processing skills. So they know how to make a capital letter, they know how to add exclamation points, they know how to put one space between words, they know how to edit when necessary. So those types of things, pre-keyboarding skills, pre-word processing skills. Okay, and then the usual down here. These are the same ones that you'll see in every lesson. So it gives you a good bank of skills to assess based on. Okay, once again, make sure you know what shapes they're talking about in class. Maybe the same as last week, but talk with your grade level team, make sure it is, and the letters that they're covering. They can start with keyboarding on Brown Bear typing as you're warming up or getting pulled together for this class. Have them do their keyboarding. And then they're going to take the shapes they worked on last week and turn them into holiday projects. So they only have one lesson, but all they need to do is draw the shape, add a message, and publish. Print, share, publish, however it is you do it. Kindergarten, very often you're probably printing if you have that facility in your school. So there's not a long list of stuff that they're doing. You may add stickers, you may add, what else do we have there? We don't have anything other than that. You might have backgrounds maybe, but you also are going to be limited on what you can do based on the paint drawing tool that you use in your classroom. So they might not have stickers you can add or drag and drop letters or whatever. So you're going to make sure that that the pre-word processing keyboarding skills, most drawing programs have keyboarding, so you're covering those. Drag and drop will be the painting. You're clicking, you're dragging in a circle, you're dropping at the end. So they're still covering those important mouse skills. All right. So let them pick. It's kind of on autopilot today. You can put a sample up there, and if you look in their workbooks, they have these also. So they can see if I'm doing a circle, I could do one of these. If it's around Thanksgiving, I can do one of these. If I'm, oh, here's more examples. So they're doing these. They also have an example of how to hold the mouse to remind them, and take a moment to have neighbors check each other to make sure they're holding it correctly, especially if you have the student workbooks, then they can have it in front of them, compare their neighbor to this example here. And then they're going to make their holiday greeting card. So it's, like I said, it's the instructions here are based on what you might find in a standard drawing program, adapted to yours. Here's basic typing posture for typing, just to remind you, to remind them. Then when they're all done, save, export, print, publish, share, whatever you do in your classroom, so that students have this to take home, or it's ready for a portfolio, whatever it is you do with them. Couple standards that we do: always watch for understanding, make sure they got what you said, and then they implemented it in the drawing, and that they automatically, when they're finished, they move on to the final activity, which is brown bear typing, practice their keyboarding, and the exit ticket. They might even, if they're done, they might even do the exit tick first. Check each other's digital portfolio to be sure the drawings are in there. Now, let me reiterate, if students can't finish this, it's okay, as long as they're working on these skills. I think that's about it, guys. So let me know if you have questions. Kind of a basic lesson, reinforcing skills they have. You want them really solid, so when they move on and you're not going to be teaching these anymore, they've got them. Shoot questions to me in our discussion forum. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.